Salute, 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 salute. Hello, 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 hello. What's up, what's up, what's up? This is straight talk, this is straight understanding. And in the background, you hear some unreleased. Yes, 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 yes. We're gonna be talking about the music industry tonight. The kickback. Alright? But until then, this is True Kings and Queens. Unreleased 783.
Ghetto, let's take a look at this word. Being raised as a child, it was often heard when you spoke of the body or become a foe. Cause the murders and death and robberies of the old. But not of the child who was living in the heart of it. Who every day fights not to be a part of it. Who has the knowledge but will never get a taste. And the mind is such a terrible thing to waste. But every day it is done and every day we do it. So many have the ball and yet so many do it. They'll tell you that you're walking on the lost. They'll tell you that you cannot fulfill your dream, but what they do not know is when you're walking in the ghetto, you walk among the true kings and queens.
Universe! To me, for me.
Look, the ghetto has so many faces, different colors, different creeds, and all different races. Most hate each other and don't know why. Mothers always cry day to day, the youngsters die. They just believe they have no significance. Kill off each other, never realize the ignorance. All around so-called minorities, 11 to 1 makes minorities majorities. The war within means it really doesn't matter. Wake up in the morning to the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, cause it triggers the roll of the automatic cruise. You won't place no time, leave no mother could lose me. Product of the environment, what you call a hit. Important to be mistaken,
So you can't deny me.
shit. You know the ghetto, no matter how it seems.
You walk among the true kings and queens. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Live instrumentation. Bobby Simmons on the drums. Prince Paul on the production.
I am the ghetto
And the ghetto was me.
Made us what we are
And what we shall be.
The poor are the
Me.
the meek
Shall inherit.
the blessing of the Father's divine.
Holy Spirit.
Still to fail, and yes, it seems that way you've been
Giving religion so the God you pray.
But most of the time, the pain and frustration can take you by the hand.
Right into stagnation. Stagnation is progression to regression to go back.
So confidence and pride from ghetto
People lack
a gun in a hand is like a map from a college. Don't have a diploma
to sow street knowledge.
like rats in the cave, fighting each stay alive. Out so many strive, maybe half survive. All the propaganda, no matter it take, or the lies, hold us back as we try to escape. The fabricated nonsense,
Destroying our dreams.
Well, they know
We walk among the true kings and queens. Way away. True kings and queens. True kings and queens. Alright. I ain't gonna get into this right here. I ain't gonna get into this, but I'm gonna let him say this. My name is Brett.
First king of a queen, I'm living shocker.
Understand what I mean? What up? K-Max. Renza. Crip, what up? Pisco. With a kick like Cisco. Alright. Never ran, never will. Manslaughter with intent to kill. This is stuff y'all never heard from 783. All right. Yeah, that was stuff y'all never heard from 783. Y'all didn't think about it. But anyway, we here. Today I'm going to be talking about the music industry. Yes, the music industry. You know, last week I had my guest Joy. I had Daria, and we spoke about some relationships and all that. This week we going to get straight into the industry. You know why? Because there's some things that's been going on that kind of triggered the thought. I spoke about it last week a bit. It was about my man, Freddie P. He was talking about Diddy, right? You know, he said something like this. Let me see if y'all can hear it.
But me personally, my own life, with God alone, I'm telling my dog, I'm like, I don't even know how I started thinking like that. Cause
Contemplated suicide.
it done got so bad where I done had it all
He had it all
and fell to the bottom.
and fell to the
How
bottom.
you come back from that when you battle a giant? It's like no matter what you do, it ain't got.
So yeah, he said he went all the way to the top and fell to the bottom. How you come back from that when you're battling a giant? That's this music industry, and that's what can happen in this music industry, y'all. And so that triggered the thought, and then co-signing it was Mace, and you know he did a little something as well. And what he did, he was speaking about. You know, he did a little freestyle. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Where he was dissing Diddy. So here there's these two men talking about one individual. And you know, listen to Mace.
On the first level, dirt level, at the middle work level, niggas never made it to the hour number work level. Since Cain killed Abel, I'm able to kill Cain. And love don't steal, my nigga, change your name. And I see no integrity in your name. And I'm haunted by the ghost of St. James. Champagne came, match my rolling plain chain. And I say, thank God I ain't changed. And if niggas never found the killer, why is niggas living it? Everybody broke, niggas gotta blame the visionary. Niggas be selling their soul to go to a brunch. Niggas might end up sweet, drinking that punch and suffer good. And niggas know I'm from another.
He said, niggas drinking that juice and selling their souls. The music industry, y'all. The shallow music industry that a lot of people enjoy and want to be in. And I have some experiences in it. I've been in the industry for over 30 years, off and on. Started as a teenager. You heard some of the stuff that we was doing. A lot of the reason why I left the industry is because it was shallow and I just wasn't ready for it. You know, fortunately, I was naive when I got in the industry, so I wasn't corrupted. Like a lot of people, I wasn't tainted. You know, when I was getting there, I kind of removed myself. I got jaded and I removed myself and I went back to a regular life and kind of balanced things to where it didn't get the best of me. That was fortunate. That was a blessing. I can't even tell you how blessed I am because of it. You know, all of these accolades. Like Freddie said, money never moved me. So you could have had all the money in the world, all the accolades in the world. If I gelled with you, I gelled with you. If I didn't, I didn't. I wasn't trying to be part of any societies or fraternities or cliques, as they would call them in the industry. And that is something that I guess was a blessing and a curse depending on who's looking at it. To me, it was all blessings, but the curse is that I didn't get the financial accolades that I could have received. But I know a lot of people who got the finances, who got everything they wanted, and all these people I know some of them personally, I know some of them from a distance. And there's a lot of them who are very successful, but unhappy. There are a lot of them who are very successful and have no souls. Now, there are a few who are successful and happy. Those are the ones who usually stay level, who didn't really compromise their integrity to get there. But unfortunately, from what Mace was saying and from what Freddie P was saying, there's people who don't have that. I think one of the people who, you know, is renowned for that, and I don't know him, would be Diddy. This is in fair in fairness, I don't know the brother. I've met him, I've seen him, and I can base my opinion on some of those interactions, but that would just be me assuming or me prejudging, because I don't know him. I never sat down and had no one-on-one conversation with him, so I don't claim to know that. But I will say this. When there's a couple of people who are saying the same thing, one of who you had a lot of success with, who probably was one of your most successful artists, be it Mace, and another who you had some success with television-wise, but he didn't have the success as Mace, and they're saying the same thing about a man in different ways, you might want to take heed to what's being said. A lot of times things are disguised because you're kind of overshadowed by people's accomplishments. So you get blackballed without even understanding and knowing, and that's what Freddie P was talking about. How he got up to a plateau, a certain level, and when you get to that level, y'all, there's nowhere but down to go unless you maintain it or go further. And when you go down, it's a plummet. You kind of fall, and it's a hard fall. It's a fall that many people can't endure the impact when you do hit. But there are some who have, and I commend them. And those who haven't or who have trouble with it, I pray that you find the strength to be able to endure such a drastic transition in your life, because that's all it really is. It's a transition, and a lot of times that transition is difficult. It's mostly difficult because it wears on our pride, and we all want to be confident and I don't want to say prideful, but we all want to be able to feel good about what it is that we're doing. And that's what I was sharing some of what happened in the music industry, or what happens in the music industry, is people just get swallowed up in it and it spits them out. Real ugly. So we're going to talk about it. I said kickback is going to be the subject. All right. So kickback is something that I experienced firsthand, and I didn't realize it. I was naive to the word, to the understanding. And what a kickback is when you get an account, or you do business with somebody, you do a business exchange with somebody, and the person who initiated the business or who offered the business to you, you in gratitude might kick them back a little something. Or I won't say in gratitude, let me reverse that. Let me be real. Let me be straightforward with y'all. There's an expectation, there's a uncommon rule that people sometimes believe in this industry. You're supposed to kick them back. And that's greed. And I never was part of that. As a matter of fact, I turned down a lot of times some people who were going to kick me back. And the reason why I did is just because I was like, yo, I'm blessing you, or I'm giving you an account. You're going to do the work. So I already have a job and I'm getting a paycheck and a salary. Why should I want a portion of your money? Let's say if it was, I'm getting $10 from my salary and I was able to get you $2 from an account or from the budget that I got through what my job entails. Why would I need 20 cents of your $2 when I'm getting $10 at my job? It's kind of how I thought about it. And so when people would offer me and say, here you go, or yo, where do I send that to you, or where do I get that back to you, I'd be like, nah, you good, enjoy it. Now let me tell you how twisted and warped this industry is and how it gets your mind, because in doing so, the funny thing is, you're blessing that person, saying, yo, keep that. So if it's $20,000, you're saying keep that 2 G's, because it's usually 10%. Keep that 2 G's for yourself. Yo, go live, go eat. If it's 2 G's, you're saying, yo, keep that 200. Go to dinner, take somebody out, whatever the case may be. I'm good. Now, this is how twisted the industry is and how unbalanced it is. that the people that you do that for, sometimes they forget all about you, or that you even did that for them. They so used to giving it to people that they build a relationship and a rapport with the people who are taking their money, basically. Because it ain't a rule that you have to do that. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like I said, it's an unwritten, unfortunate scenario that people even expected. I remember getting a job from somebody, right? They hooked me up, they helped me out to recommend me for the job. And they said to me, yo, so on your first check, you gonna bless me, right? And I thought they was joking. So I'm like, whatever. Ha, 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 ha. But in hindsight and looking back, they might have been serious. Because they went ahead and blessed me with an opportunity which I was going to bust my butt to do and make sure that I can do my best work, because I've always been a hard worker. But they said that, and I thought it was a joke, because I never had heard of such a thing. I blessed so many people with jobs, with accounts, with money, with opportunity, and I never thought to ask them for anything. Like I said, I've blessed bringing the Black Eyed Peas over to Interscope. Never did I ask for a kickback or nothing. I didn't ask for a thank you in their album cover. I just was doing what I felt was a good opportunity for them. And it turned out to be a great opportunity for them. And they made multi-millions of dollars. Both the company, Jimmy Iovine and Interscope, as well as will.i.am and the Black Eyed Peas. They made a ton of money off of what I felt was just me being honorable to what I said. And what I realized is there is no honor amongst thieves. You know that saying, there is no honor amongst thieves. Not that I'm calling anybody a thief specifically, but this industry breeds thieves. And I'm just here to straight talk and give you a straight understanding that that's what this industry is sometimes about. It's a shallow industry. It breeds thieves. So when Freddie P is talking about Diddy, or when Mace is talking about Diddy, or when somebody else is referring to how they felt like they got shifted, the thieves will say, well, yo, that's just business. You should have handled yourself better. True. But the victims will say, that was horrible and you didn't have to do me that way. True. You could you've invested $100,000 and you making $10 million, and you can't give somebody, because they helped you make that $10 million $1 million. That's dirty. I don't care how you cut it. Yeah, it's practical and it's practiced in this industry, but that's why I call it a shallow industry. If you go to the bank and they ask for a loan, and you pay that loan back, the most interest you will get might say on $100,000. At tops, you'll pay, let's say, 30% interest. That's $130,000 you got to pay back. You don't pay $10 million back. Mathematics just don't add up to that. If you are getting a contract, even, sports entertainment, similar. When Scottie Pippen was upset because he didn't get his just due according to how he felt, he shouldn't have had to ask for that. Owners, stop being greedy. But I guess that's why you're so rich. It's because you were greedy and didn't care about anybody but your pocket. And unfortunately, that's what this industry, and I'm not just saying the music industry, a lot of different industries, that's what it's based upon. And that's what a lot of people do. So, the kickback. Many people, it's practiced so regularly, the kickback, and people just, they remember. I remember there were certain people that, like I said, I didn't take a kickback from. And then when I see them and I would need something from them, maybe them to give me a discount on their services, they looking at me crazy, or they giving me half-ass services because I'm not giving them their full price. Not remembering that I gave them, if I gave them a $20,000 account, according to this kickback system, I gave them an extra $2,000 that they didn't have to give me. I gave it to them just out of goodwill. And when I came back and I was like, yo, all right, cool, I need you to do this, they forgot. They got industry amnesia. Out of sight, out of mind. So because I was out of sight, they didn't have to kick me back, which is a lesson that I learned. Because they didn't have to write nothing back to me, they forgot about it. Because for some reason, when you have to exchange with a person, you remember that exchange a lot better than when you didn't have to exchange with them, even if that exchange is in your favor. So I wound up learning the hard way that perhaps maybe I should have taken kickbacks, because they would have remembered the business that we did with one another, and that might have encouraged them to do better business with me in the future, or do discounted business, or maybe I would have kicked them back. I don't know, but my learning lesson in that is that I can't be mad at the players if I'm talking about the game, and that's what this game is. This industry is full of some underhanded, selfish, indecent proposals, for lack of better words. And so I'm just saying, be careful when you enter it. Understand what you're entering. Understand you're running in a den of wolves when you enter into this industry. Understand you're swimming with sharks when you enter in this industry. And understand that those sharks bite and those wolves bite as well. So don't get discouraged. I just encourage you to understand what you're dealing with. Do the homework on. Talk to a person like me who will give you the skinny on the industry without incriminating anybody. Because I'm not sitting here saying Diddy was wrong for what he did. I wouldn't have done it. It's horrible, as far as my opinion, but I see so many people do it. I wouldn't sell my soul. I didn't sell my soul. There's plenty of opportunities to sell your soul in this industry in plenty of different ways. Compromising your integrity is how I determine it, or how I look at it. And there's a lot of people who compromise their integrity, who will do anything. But in fairness, people do it to be part of fraternities, the hazing, sororities, the hazing. As they call it, the Illuminati. People do it. That's part of what they would do to get their success. And that's what Freddie P was speaking about when he was speaking about how people compromise, or how they was trying to humiliate him during the taping of that show in order to get TV, is what he said. Diddy pulled him aside and said, but that humiliation is not necessary. Yeah, it might make for good TV, but here's how you make it up. After you make the good TV, you pay the people who did those deeds for you. You bless them. You bless them fairly. You bless them for that humiliation that you caused them. Or you bless them for that compromising of integrity that you asked them to do on screen for the sake of television, so that yes, you can get that television, and you can cater to the audiences who enjoy that, and the audiences to get further business. But you pay those people to where, as the gentleman Freddie P said, yo, if he would have just gave me a band, enough money to where I could take care of my kids, I wouldn't even have no issues with them. I would say fair is fair. That's what we negotiated. But you took advantage of. That's like a bully taking advantage of their victim. That's like a rapist taking advantage of their victim. That's like a police officer taking advantage of the authority and to somebody who unfairly. That's like a politician taking advantage of the budgets that they get in the communities that they are over in order to personally get their stuff. And all of the stuff I says happens often. But that's just despicable practices. And that's all I can say about it. And I ain't judging nobody, I'm just being real. That's despicable. Now, repent for your despicable actions. Yeah, you can do that, and I will embrace apologies. You know, if I was wronged in any scenario, and I'm sure some of the people who might be bitter over the cases might embrace an apology as well. But when you are just callous about it and you just don't have no soul about it, that's what this music industry has done to a lot of people I know. It ate up their soul. It covered up their humanity. It removed their morality. And it's not just this music industry. I gotta say, religion has done it. A lot of these religious leaders have done despicable acts under the name of God. In order that compromise, that replace morality for monetary gain. This music industry, they have done it. The sports industry, they have done it. And all I say is, the political arena has done it. Right now, all praises, and I pray for those who are in that war between Russia and Ukraine. But we have people right now in the United States who are suffering in a lot of different ways that financially they can be helped. And we're not looking after them. How do y'all feel that is? That's to me, it's horrible. And that's how politicians use their leverage and power and budgets to just misdirect them or to overlook those who have helped get them into the places that gave them that power. And that's really all I'm saying. Fair is fair. Those entertainers who helped Puff or who helped any company get to the accolades and achievements that they received, bless them. I think I heard Mace or someone speaking about how many people have become millionaires with those people who are in billions. How many people do you empower to become self-empowered? Is really a mark of what it is. Who you empower them to become self-empowered. This is important, y'all. You empower them to become self-empowered without humiliating them, without holding something over their head, without saying, I got this on you. How many people do that? I don't know. But anyway, that's what this game is about. And that kickback scenario in this industry and the shallowness of it and the way that this industry chews up and spits out people. Like I said, I don't wish this industry on my worst enemy, but if you want to be part of it, I want to help to be able to navigate you so that you don't have to go through some of the humiliating things that some of these people do. And that's the women who they want to humiliate and tell you got to look a certain way, you got to wear a certain scandalous thing to provide joy to their perversions. And then they say, well, that's just how the world is. That's just the audience, and you got to do these things. Nah, no, you don't. No, you don't, but a lot of people do it anyway because that's what they feel they need to do. And the perverse people who are running the industry, they just go ahead and they say, yeah, you need to do that. Yeah, you need to do that. And if you go in there with your own pride, it's hard for somebody to, or you understand your worth and value, it's hard for somebody to compromise your integrity. But unfortunately, they get so many people naive, so many people with eyes wide open, nose wide open, that they just take advantage of them. Like I said, they're just like any other criminal or a bully who takes advantage of people who they know they can overtake or they overpower. Same as politicians who take advantage of communities that don't have the insight and knowledge that they do. Same with police officers who take advantage of their badge and their abuse, and innocent citizens who don't have the power to combat them. The same with owners of basketball teams who take advantage of the players that help them become and help them gain the money that has been awarded to their families and to the business. The same with the record labels who take advantage of the people who don't know, the entertainers that help build their companies that didn't know any better, and they just took advantage of them. It's a bad game out there, y'all. All right, but anyway, that's what I'm going to leave straight talk with today. This industry, I wasn't going to have anybody specifically, but I know a lot of people can speak on it. A lot of my industry folks. That's what I appreciate about those who are in power, who try to bless people. But again, unfortunately, some people that they bless don't always come through with what, and don't do the work to help continue and propel the business along. And that too we must address. But right now we just addressing those villainous people who take advantage in any form or fashion. If somebody was taking advantage of your little sister, you wouldn't want to step to them. If somebody was bullying your little brother, you would want to step to them. If somebody was violating your moms or your pops, you would want to step to them. And all I'm saying is that this industry have a lot of those violations. And so I can understand the brother Freddie P when he was talking about it. I can understand. Yes, I can understand how Mace felt. And you got two people talking about one person, but that one person isn't the only person who exists that does things like that. There's a lot of villainous people who just will take advantage of you. And that's why I had to leave the industry on a couple of occasions, because I saw that and I wasn't built to tolerate it. And as my man Marv would say, the business of music is much different than the art of creating it. I agree. The business of music is exactly what we're talking about, and how people take advantage of the business, and then they pride themselves on, well, you should have known better. Oh, that's just how it is. They should have read the contracts, and basically justify their villainous ways, their unfair practices, their greedy scenarios, which it replaces their morality, and that's what I'm speaking on. I'm not knocking them for doing it. Hey, to each his own. I could have done it and been a lot richer, but it wouldn't have set well on my spirit. That's just me. But if you don't, if it's not about your spirit, and your spirit is the money, and that's what drives you, I understand it. And to each his own. I need somebody like that in my corner, because I'm not like that. So I need somebody who does have that to be able to balance it. Then I can balance them, and they can balance me. They are usually talking to people that need that upfront money. It's the job to learn after the first contract, though. Marv, I understand that. And it's not their job to learn. It's their job to entertain. It's the job of the people who already know it to understand. Don't take advantage just because you know. Because guess what? You don't know how to dance. You don't know how to sing. You don't know how to write songs. And they ain't taking advantage of you. They're providing those songs to help you. They're providing those songs to help garnish the revenue. They don't know how to play basketball, but they're providing their services, and they're not telling you should learn how to play basketball. They're not telling you should learn how to dance. So you, in return, telling them, oh, you should learn a business. That's some horrible bullshit. That's unfair. Now, if they told you you need to play the game and you need to learn the game and made you come out of the offices to get on that court, like you making them say, oh, you need to learn the business, and because they don't know the business, you taking advantage of them because that's what you learn, that's horrible. That's horrible practices. I understand it, but it don't make it right. Because again, you ain't taking them out of those offices saying, tie up, get your sneakers on, get out on this court. Let me see what you made of. And truly, I know why you hate it. Yeah, but that's what they justified on. Well, they should know better. That's what, they should know. And I understand it, but it doesn't make it right. The only reason why it's right is because they control the money, and that's what they say is right, and that's what they made is right. It ain't right to kill people. But people who say it's right, like for example, who call in the war, say, well, it's for the sacrifice of everyone else. Okay. Bullshit. We got to call it when it is, what it is. This is straight talk, leads to straight understanding. Bullshit. Come on. And that's a point, I'm saying, the point that just was made, Marv, I didn't even think about it from that standpoint, but they always say, they need to learn the business. They need to learn the business. I'm going to start saying, well, then learn how to play ball. Learn how to write songs. You need to learn that. If you're going to tell them they need to learn something that you know, then you need to learn something that they know. And then it's a fair and balance. But, oh, no, you ain't going to do that, right? So miss me with that nonsense of, they should learn. They should learn the business by now. They shouldn't have had to learn the business if that's what you're taking care of. And that's what their exchange for your business is, they're exchanging their talent. And that exchange is unfair because you think your business is more important because your business is handling the money, which is, there will be no money if their talent wasn't there. So let's get real about it. Let's start correcting these folks. Let's start balancing it out and understand the value of each. I'm not discrediting the business acumen of those who have it, and I'm not discrediting, but as well, I'm not discrediting the talent of those people who are helping to bring in the money. LeBron James did it best. He understands his worth and value, and he held them accountable. Like, don't treat me like that. But unfortunately, they're bullies because they have the money and they use their money to bully people, and then they disguise it with the accolades and with their charities that they might donate to. But anyway, I'm gonna get off it. This is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. I hope y'all got some insight tonight. I hope that it was something valuable, and be careful about the industry, but miss me with that. Oh, they need to know the business. They should have learned better. Peace, Mom. Because it just hit me that we're not asking them to know how to play ball or devote. They devoted as much time playing ball, devoted as much time honing their skills in the studio, devoted as much time learning their instrument, whether it be a drum machine or an actual physical instrument. They took as much time learning their skill that you took going to school and the business schools and learning it from your parents or wherever you learned your business skills. They put as much energy into it as you did. So let's be fair to each other is all that I ask. All right? So that's Sean Bolden, Sean B with Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. That's my straight talk on it, my straight understanding about it. And I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah, by the way, let me tell you how spoiled and how much in this industry. I paid for one concert that I went to in my entire life. That's how fortunate and blessed I was from the accolades that I might have achieved and work that I put into this music industry. But it's also how spoiled I am. And I realized that when I purchased those tickets to my first concert, I was like, man, I'm spoiled. And I still went to backstage and all that. And yeah, I think I got it. But nonetheless, that's how spoiled and how much we take things for granted. And I just want to share that with you, a little tidbit. All right, Heavenly Father, we come to you today to give you the praise and honor that you so rightfully deserve. I ask that all those who join me and all those who listen to this hear the words that needs to speak to their hearts that I might have provided. Allow it to be words that you guide, Lord, as I pray for. And I ask that you give me the understanding to those who I speak to, for them to give the words that I need to hear. Protect us all in our journeys. Protect us all. I ask that you be with Malika, who lost her son last night. Horrible story. Please be with her, Lord. Please be with those, all my loved ones, all those who know and love me, and all those who I know and love, as well as those who don't. And just guide us, Lord. Allow us to be a vessel of your will and your way in all that we do. We thank you for these things. I appreciate you. And where we make mistakes, understand, we ask for your forgiveness. And we thank you for you forgiving us. And we ask you to help us practice to learn how to forgive in the same way. In your Son, Jesus Christ, blessed name, or however those who I'm praying for may know you. Amen and amen. Peace, 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 peace. All right, y'all got to rewind, share, like, comment. Listen to it again if you wasn't here. I spoke about the industry. This is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. I'm Sean Bolden, Sean B. And I'm going to leave with some 783. All right, y'all. Peace. I hope your day is going well. I hope you have a blessed day. This is a song that I think inspired How I Could Just Kill a Man. I always wanted to buy it, but Brett wasn't selling it because he didn't really like the content. Some say psychotic, some say homicidal, and others say neurotic. The birth made me a leader, only death can take it. This way you cannot break it. I am a strong one. If I hold a gun, put it in my hand and believe it's shot in front. And the blade's gonna do ya, and the bullet's gonna do ya. Around the break your neck with my motherfucking hands, cause that's my type of height. Know what I'm saying, man? Thinking on adventure, you're ripping out your dentures. Now in the hand, I hold your gums. Rip off your ears and leave you deaf and dumb. My system on cease. Bang, bang, no more beats. Click, click, bang, bang. Alright, tat, click, click, bang, bang. Click, click, bang, bang. Alright, tat, click, click, bang, bang. This is 783. I never came out. Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. Peace. I'm out. Just touching a little something, something.